Absolute perfection from Dak Prescott, my guy Mike McCarthy, and the Dallas Cowboys last night. An impressive wild-card win over the Bucs. 5 touchdowns from my guy Dak Prescott, and wow, was this needed. After the debacle, the lowest of lows against Washington in Week 18, Dak was clean. Dak was dominant. 0 interceptions. This after he was a double agent, turning it over left and right after he came back from the injury earlier this season. And this is what I expect from Dak Prescott. I love Dak Prescott. There was nothing great to say about Prescott and how he played down the stretch of the season, but this is what he's capable of. And he was phenomenal right from the jump. That third drive of the game, he was excellent. The touchdown to Schultz. Love after the rare red zone pick by Tom Brady. First one in Tampa Bay. You saw Prescott 15-play, 80-yard drive, the naked boot for the touchdown. 4 touchdown passes, ran that one in, used his receivers, used the tight end, used his brain, used his legs, used his arm. Dak Prescott was perfect. And give Prescott credit. He obviously was under a lot of pressure. And give my guy Mike McCarthy credit. Remember all the conversation about Mike McCarthy and the hot seat? How about the Cowboys? Buttoned up last night. They weren't penalized. They played complimentary football. Pollard ran the ball incredibly well. The offensive line was excellent. I thought the defense, give Dan Quinn a lot of credit. They were incredible. Look, we told you Dallas was going to win this game by double digits because Dallas is capable and the Buccaneers were awful. It's one thing to say it, it's another thing to see it. And now the Dallas Cowboys, they are going to be ready for the ball game coming up on Sunday, the divisional round in San Francisco. I still favor the Niners without question, but the Dallas Cowboys, behind the maligned Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy, last night against the GOATs, they pitched the perfect game. So it begins. Tom Brady is a free agent, and the question of the offseason and what's next certainly looms. And Tom Brady last night was dreadful. Absolutely terrible. The Buccaneers were terrible all year, and Brady was terrible all year, and the line was terrible all year, and the run game was terrible all year, and the defense was terrible all year, and Todd Bowles was atrocious his first year coaching the team, and Brady had that red zone pick, first one in Tampa, as we mentioned. And listen, he's not playing for the Bucs ever again. 2022 was a disaster. First losing season as an NFL starter. It was the lowest of lows for Tom Brady. This is not what he came back to Tampa for. I mean, the numbers were pedestrian. Now, it sounds like you listened to Brady throughout the season. You listened to him last night. Still wants to play. And I think Tom Brady is going to run to Josh McDaniels in Vegas. It's kind of like the washed-up actor or the washed-up singer. What do you do at the end of your legendary career? You play Vegas. You sell out a few arenas, you get some more cash, and it's all about the ego and feeling good. Josh McDaniels is desperate. Brady's desperate. Mark Davis is desperate. That's my prediction on where he's going to go. Now, listen, he could always follow Sean Payton somewhere. That was going to be the case last offseason, and then obviously you saw Miami get into trouble with all the tampering situations and everything that happened there. I don't think he's going to the Jets. I don't think he's going back to the New England Patriots. I know that Tennessee should be in the quarterback business. I mean, Ryan Tannehill, please, he's not the answer. Obviously, Mike Vrabel and Tom Brady, they are friends. They were teammates in New England. It doesn't sound like he's going to retire. I mean, he's retired for 40 days last offseason. He was on the carpool line with his kids for a few weeks. He said, I'm going to go back to work. Listen, if I'm Brady, I'd retire. He was terrible by his own standard this past year. But, take in fairness, while I don't think Brady is a top 16 quarterback anymore in the NFL, he's clearly still a starter. I don't think he's going to join my friend Kevin Burkhardt on the NFL on Fox until he has to. For someone like Brady, this is who he is. This is what he does. It's all about football. It's all about playing. So I think in his mind, he's playing another couple of years, and he can still start in the NFL at the quarterback position. I don't think he could star, though. I don't think he's going to San Francisco. You know, I killed the Niners years ago where they kept Jimmy Garoppolo instead of signing Tom Brady. That, of course, is Brady's hometown team. The Niners should absolutely keep Brock Purdy instead of Tom Brady. That's a real sentence, but it's true. I think Tom Brady's going to keep playing. I think he wants to. I think he's going to go to Las Vegas. I don't think he's ever going to wear a Buccaneer uniform ever again. If I'm Tom, I'd retire, but Vegas, baby. Vegas. Joe Burrow and Josh Allen get it. Appreciate the win in the playoffs. If you lose, you go home. But they know they have to clean some stuff up. They better clean some stuff up if they're going to advance against each other coming up in the Bengals-Bills showdown. Highly anticipated matchup in the divisional round coming up on CBS. This, to me, is the game of the year. We have it on CBS, 3 o'clock on Sunday. And look, Josh Allen, you heard him say it, turned it over too much. And Josh Allen, playoff Josh Allen's unbelievable. Look at last year. Remember what he did last year in the divisional round against Kansas City. I thought he responded to the turnovers incredibly well. The 2 picks, the fumble that was returned for a touchdown beginning of the third quarter, the touchdown to Beasley, touchdown to Davis, but Josh was not happy after the game. And Allen's going to play brilliantly, but you know Joe Burrow is going to do the same. Now, matchup-wise, for Burrow, I'm concerned about all the injuries, the offensive line going up against Matt Milano and the Buffalo Bills defense. I thought Burrow was good, not great, against a really solid Baltimore defense on Sunday night. Listen, I expected Cincinnati to destroy Baltimore. That didn't happen. I expected Buffalo to destroy Miami. That didn't happen. But I think this game coming up on Sunday, because of these special quarterbacks who are going to be locked and loaded, they know that they were able to get by, but they expect so much better of themselves. I think this is going to be, for so many reasons, the most sizzling, piping hot game of the entire year in the NFL. It's the matchup that... Welcome back. Needless to say, yikes. On a lot of levels, the Baltimore Ravens have a real mess on their hands. First of all, that soundbite from J.K. Dobbins was perfect. And I was screaming at the TV. The ball's at the 1. That's J.K. Dobbins territory for 4 downs. 4 downs. Tyler Huntley trying to do the Trevor Lawrence leap over the top? Come on. And if it's 24-17 Baltimore instead of this fumble and Sam Hubbard rumbles the other way to make it 24-17 Cincinnati, if the Ravens take the lead there, I think Baltimore could have won. I really believe that. I have no idea what they were thinking. And I have no idea how John Harbaugh couldn't coach his way, for a great coach, Hall of Fame caliber coach, out of a paper bag at the end of that game. The game management, the clock management was terrible. That drive was just awful. I mean, why they don't have J.K. Dobbins nonstop, I have no idea. Here's the brutal clock management. And, you know, you want to talk about not having a clue how to work it and self-induced mistakes. And then, of course, this, you got to catch that ball, and Harbaugh looked like he sucked on a lemon. And here's the problem. Lamar is a problem. Lamar not being out there is a problem. Lamar getting hurt for the second consecutive year down the stretch is a problem. Lamar not showing up at the game, not being there for Tyler Huntley as a veteran quarterback when his backup's playing, that's a problem. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Lamar Jackson was dogging it. I refuse to do that. I've talked to a lot of people who understand the nature of the injury, and they say it's a 5-6 week injury. But we've talked about this for the last few weeks on Time to Shine. Clearly, Harbaugh and Lamar are not on the same page. And John Harbaugh had a chance to nip it in the bud 5 weeks ago, 5 days ago, and chose not to. So that's why you have Lamar on Instagram. That's why you have Lamar on Twitter. So here's what I would do if I'm Baltimore moving forward. And it's simple. Number one, I would try and sign him. Now, if Lamar wants Deshaun Watson money, then they have to get rid of him, which leads us to number two. Franchise him and trade him. You cannot franchise him and go through this again in Baltimore. You did it for 2 years, and this past year, was it a holdout at the end? Was he really injured? The fact that there's an I don't know quotient is pretty alarming and damning. Look, Lamar is a superstar. Hasn't been available down the stretch, and that's cost Baltimore in the regular season and now the postseason. And obviously there's a divide on the health and the contract. Try to sign him. If you can't sign him, you have to franchise him and trade him. It's officially down to that. They have to consider getting rid of Lamar Jackson. If they don't sign him, they better. Needless to say, Saturday was a disgrace. The disgrace of all disgraces for Brandon Staley and the LA Chargers. And today, the Chargers fired their offensive coordinator. They fired Joe Lombardi, which is akin to rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. Look, Bosa needed to control his emotions. Look at Staley, by the way. We're going to run over and pick up his helmet. I mean, what a clown. Staley, look, this is the same Staley who's now the author of 27-0, The Collapse. And if you beat Jacksonville, they could have beat, at the end of the day, the Chiefs this weekend. They wasted a Justin Herbert season. You know, you look at Week 18 this year, playing Mike Williams, he got hurt. And you take a look at what transpired in Week 18 last year, not playing for the playoffs. They ran the ball 7 times in the second half. The clock is your friends. 7 times in the second half, you're up 27-7. They ran it 8 times after they were up 27-0. What the hell is that? That is pathetic, embarrassing, awful coaching. But they're going to keep Brandon Staley because the Spanos family is cheap. They should have gotten Sean Payton. But hey, run it back with Brandon Staley. Can't wait till next year when Joey Bosa's cursing out the world. I can applaud and appreciate how adamant Chris Greer was, and needless to say, the Dolphins are sticking with Tua. But I'm going to add a couple of words here for now, because let's tie it in with Lamar Jackson. If Lamar's available, should they go after him? Absolutely. Should they go after Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady or Derek Carr? Absolutely. And I love Tua, but he can't stay healthy. And then you get into concussions, and here's the deal. The one scenario for Mike McDaniel that I'll allow is you keep Tua and you bring in Jimmy Garoppolo, who has his own issue staying healthy. And obviously Garoppolo knows McDaniel, knows the offense from their time together in San Francisco. But this is a win-now team with Tyreek Hill and Bradley Chubb and Armstead. And they had a chance to make a big run with a healthy Tua Tagovailoa. But throughout his entire career, he can't stay healthy. So I can applaud and appreciate what Greer is saying so he doesn't make a headline, and I love Tua. But of course, they have to look into improving with better ability and especially stability and availability at the quarterback position. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.